Material Podcast.
Greetings, friends. It's your pal, T. Mark the Street Shark from the Stole Material Podcast, the podcast you cheer for, the channel you cheer for. And I'm back giving you some more of that clarity over popularity. You know, we love to give you some sneaker business talk. So this episode is another unbox. Haven't done an unbox in a little while, but this one's special, near and dear to our heart, especially since we represent for the DMV. All right. So I'm just going to dive right in. What am I talking about? Talking about probably one of the most hyped shoes in 2025. That would be the Nike GT Future. All right. And this time we got a special edition colorway exclusive to the DMV because the ambassador for this shoe almost all year long has been Wale. All right. So shout out to rapper Wale representing DC and the DMV. Got a new project out right now. So it makes a lot of sense that his brand is spread out in many different places, but it's all in areas that covers who Wale is, representing for the sneaker culture, representing for the DMV. So, you want to see the unbox? I got the box. Let's do it. All right. So here we are with the Nike GT Future. All right. GT Future Wale. This is the Valor Blue colorway. All right. Valor Blue. All right. We got hues of blue every blue moon. Got some philanthropic things going on behind the scenes with Wale, but yeah, Valor Blue. All right. So this was an interesting release because there's really only two stores that physically got them on the release date, and then you saw a couple other boutiques doing raffles. But for the most part, the irony is, I personally got these from the Foot Locker at Iverson Mall, Iverson Plaza. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you wanted this shoe, you could have got it. You may not have gotten the sizes. If you tune in, the Shark wears a size 12, 12 and a half. And my sizes are always gone all the time. So unfortunately, I didn't get my size, but size 12 and 13, those were the two that went the fastest over at the Foot Locker and Iverson. There was no 12 and a half. There's a 12 and a half in this model, but not necessarily this colorway, as I was told. So there was no size 12 and a half. So, you could have came, in the afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock, and you could have got any size other than the 12 and 13. I'm telling you right now, I was not standing there for 5 hours like some of the other people just to get the shoes in. There were a ton of people that, of course, they didn't want the shoe. They wanted to resell it. So yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of people with 12, 13s, 14s, that you probably wear a size 7 or, but it is what it is. So, these are reselling, for some of the highest prices. I was looking for a trade locally, but you, the audience, you get to see the shoe right here. So look at this. I think everyone loved this shoe because, DMV, we got some phone posit action going on. We love go to our DMV phone posit episode. You got to give DMV credit for, really, owning that the foams took off in DC. I don't care. Don't tell me about anything else. Just give us foams and New Balances and then argue about anything else. All right. Baltimore, you got the Air Force Ones, but these remind me of the Total foam maxes, the Tim Duncans with the Total foam. This is just, where basketball shoes off the court, started to decline. So I think this was a good transition between on the court, off the court. Nike, you hype this one up, so it's working right now. So Valor Blue, and it's got 3M. So based on the way that the light is reflecting, it'll look all silver, or you can see that blue kind of change right there. All right. So what else we got inside? Love a good dust bag. All right. So we got some details coming in right here. There you go. GT Future. All right. And then we also got some, we love the details. You can see that traction pattern at the bottom. This shoe feels heavier than it is like when you actually put it on. I can still see how this could be rigid on the court. For some players, maybe not a guard shoe, but definitely got your ankle coverage. But the shoe, the reason why compared it to the Tim Duncans because the way your foot rides and slides into the shoe, it feels the same way. The inner sock and booty is, the way that that's constructed, I can see you get a lot of support. So, and then we got the Wale signature icon on the hang tag here. Wale, there you go. So you get to see that kind of like a hologram, almost Wale signature action, and it's just a lasered Nike check on the backside. So you got that signature logo on the inside, and then also on the inside of the shoe. See if we can catch some light here. We got the signature of Wale as well. Try to catch that light for you. Not that simple. So let's see if we can catch a better angle on this particular shoe, so you can see the logo. There you go. There you go. There you go. Got that logo action. Wale with the shoelace. All right, and then again that Valor Blue on the sole kind of sparkles. All right. And then last but not least, if you were able to purchase, Wale did show up on location at Iverson, and there was a meet and greet, and he got to sign some autographs. So you also got a gift with purchase where you got a poster. All right, love this. This is just nostalgia right here that you got a poster with your purchase. All right, so this was the branded Wale. He's rocking the shoes right there. All right, got the trophy action, and then there was some local events going on over at Blue High School, where there was also a basketball tournament that right after Wale left his meet and greet, that's where they were going. And then you could actually sign up at the Foot Locker for free tickets to get to the event. All right, so you get a poster, Wale, Foot Locker collaboration, only for the DMV. So we know that there's been some extra releases, with the sneakers app where there's like a sneakers code now. We'll do another episode to talk about how to get access to those things. So until then, the last thing I want to say is I got a lot of questions about this already with the GT futures. Half size up minimum. All right, it's pretty narrow. In the toe box, it's a very snug and narrow fit. All right, so you gotta go up at least half size. All right, go up at least a half size, and you'll thank the shark later. All right, so that was probably the $1 million question that many people have had. I do have the metallic silver coming soon in the mail with in my correct size with a 12.5. So I'll give you even more performance specs after that. But until then, we got the GT Future Wale Valor Blue, strictly only released in the DMV. And of course, the Soul Material Podcast, the podcast you cheer for, was on location. All right, so tune into another episode where I tell you more about that buying experience at Foot Locker. But until then, you just got to unbox look at the GT Future Wale Valor Blue Edition. On behalf of my partner, the OG EOH, I'm T Mark the Street Shark. I'm signing off for another unboxed episode from the Soul Material Podcast. Go ahead and like and subscribe to Soul Material, and find us on Instagram and subscribe to your favorite podcast platform. More episodes coming soon as we wrap up 2025, and more episodes coming in 2026. Till next time, friends. See ya.